When people think of habitat management for white-tailed deer, they're often thinking about food resources, and they'll often neglect the cover needs of deer. Cover is important for several different reasons. They use it both to stay cool or warm in inclement weather, but a big reason they use cover is just for security, to stay hidden and to not feel pressured from predation, especially from the human presence that might be on a property. So a lot of forested properties in the eastern part of the state have a really open understory. The canopy's closed and there's really not a developed shrub layer. And in these forests, cover can often be very limited. And especially on smaller properties, this can have big implications on how many deer actually stay on your property. So if you're trying to keep more deer on the property, like during hunting season, you need to really think about cover and where it occurs across your property. If you don't have it, you can easily create it. The first thing you need to do is just to make forested openings, like the one behind me. We've went into an area that was mostly eastern red cedar, and we just simply cut them all down, allowed sunlight to come into that area, and we got an abundant amount of tall grasses that actually provide cover, particularly during the summer. And around the edge, we've fallen a lot of trees, and instead of piling those up and burning them, we've left those treetops, and those treetops actually serve as cover for white-tailed deer. So you can use herbicide or mechanical means to create these forested openings. A simple way is just to take a chainsaw and cut these trees off at 3 to 4 foot height. What we want to do is what's called a hinge cut. Now on this tree, I didn't do a hinge cut just to illustrate the difference. I actually took a notch out and then just cut the tree. And of course it breaks cleanly like we typically cut a tree, and then this falls off. So it does provide cover, but not as much as if we cut the tree on a hinge. So compare that last cut to this hinge cut where I did not take a notch out of the front side of the tree where it's going to fall. I just cut through the tree until it pivoted over. And so now the tree stays connected to this stem, and it's going to stay off the ground and provide a little bit more cover that deer can back into, especially with the cedar like this that has a lot of limbs and the needles, which will stay on here for a little while. It provides really good thermal cover for white-tailed deer and also helps them feel secure on the property. Now, we can also do this to trees that actually can provide not only cover but also food. This is an American elm, also hinged. And oftentimes when there's some of this cambium still left attached, this tree will stay alive for maybe a couple of years. And not only is it providing the cover now, but the deer will actually browse on the leaves that are now made available on this tree, and the tree will continue to put leaves out for some time. So it's also providing some food resources for white-tailed deer. So think about the cover resources you have on your property and the different ways that you can use to create additional cover resources, whether it be mechanical like hinge cutting or herbicide, and then you can follow up with prescribed fire to help keep those areas open and dense and shrubby long term. And I think these tips will help you keep more deer on your property and help those deer really feel secure.